Everybody keeps saying it's going to get better. How is it going to get better? Our economy is so fucked that I work a full-time job. I make $21 an hour working 40 hours a week. I have no extra expenses, no bills out of my living. I have one credit card that's maxed because I've lived off of it, but other than that, I don't have cable. I haven't had cable in 10 years. We have cell phones, but, you know, that's required to live on. But other than that, nothing extra. On paper, my bills are $2,701. My income is $2,710. Do the math. $9 a month before I pay for food, gas, car repairs, any entertainment. There's no money for that. And my car is dying. It's paid for, so I don't have car payments now that I'm going to replace. And I don't know how to do that on $9 a month. $9 to feed myself, $9 to buy a car, $9 for insurance. Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is me because I worked 8.5 hours a day, knowing that it's not enough, that it won't be enough. Fuck you, Ontario.
Everybody keeps asking, what are you doing wrong? Like this is a personal failure.
Can't be the only person who feels like this. So I'm 30 years old. I'm unemployed. I've been unemployed for 4 months. I literally can't get a job. I've applied to over 150 jobs. I now have negative $4.41 in my savings account because of the monthly service fee that just hit. I don't know when I'm going to get a job. I feel very lost. This feeling of being unemployed and applying to jobs and retailing your resume, getting rejected and then seeing the job reposted literally 2 weeks later is demoralizing. And remembering that I am still worthy and I am still valuable has been very difficult. I left my last job because it was destroying my mental and physical health. I liked the job, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so I applied to a new job, and I was going to make the most money I was ever supposed to make in my life. And they laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start due to company reorganization. And I haven't been able to find a job since. I don't have a Roth IRA. I don't have any type of investment accounts. I don't know if I'll ever own a house. I am married, but we're both children, to be quite honest with you. I live in an apartment that we can no longer afford because I lost my job, moved down here for the job that laid me off 4 days before I was supposed to start. So when you sign a lease, you just can't get out of it like that. That's not how that works.
Having a job and still being broke gotta be like the top 2 worst feelings in the fucking world. Cause it's like I'm working, but where the fuck is my money? Like
we all woke up one day and said, you know what would be fun? Being exhausted, broke, and anxious. Let's be honest.
I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean $0 broke, no money. And I am burnt out to the core, and I'm done living like this. I have worked in group homes and nonprofits for over 25 years now. I've poured my heart into my job, gave it everything I got, but I'm burnt out. I don't have any more to give. Between rising costs, bills, broken appliances, I hit my breaking point. I knew I had to try something different. If you're at your breaking point, comment enough. See you later. I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean zero.
I make a 6-figure salary and it's like having $5 fucking. And it's just gonna get worse. And now I see all these fucking, we're entering a recession, we're entering a recession. We've been entering a recession for like 2 fucking years. Or longer, probably. Save your money. Don't go on vacation. Don't eat out. Don't buy things. Don't buy sweet treats. It's all I have. It's all I have. Had a bad day.
Bro, how are people making it? If you making $30 an hour, it's weird to ask that, but how are you making it? After you pay your rent, $1,500 a month, that's on the low side. Car note, $500 a month. Phone bill, $100 a month. Insurance, gas, food, electricity, health insurance, all these day-to-day expenses. How are people making it? You do the math, and you come back and tell me what the numbers look like for you. Because a person can make $30 an hour and is going to struggle. I can only imagine making $15 an hour. You cannot live on that. No, you cannot. You cannot convince me otherwise. You cannot live on $15 or $30 an hour, or you're going to stay broke. Convince me different.
I really don't get how people can afford life without a job. Because, bitch, I'm barely making it with a job. One mistake, just one simple motherfucking mistake, and baby, we evicted. How y'all doing it without a job?
Honest for a second. If working full-time still leaves you choosing between food and gas, that's not budgeting wrong. That's the system buffering. We were sold a deal growing up. Go to school, get a job, work hard, be responsible.
I'm just gonna be real. And I have $400 in my savings. I've been living back at home for 2.5 years. I don't know how that's happening, where the money's going. Actually, yes, I do know. It's going out to like groceries. It's going to student loan payments, and it's going to paying off my credit cards, which I use all the time. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's time to pay the bill. So then I need to pay whatever money that I get paid, the little amount that I get paid while serving. I need to put that towards my credit cards. So, and then I was taking like trips last year because I was like, YOLO, like, why not just live it up now, because I'm never going to be living at my parents again. And it's like, here I am still. But now my finances are, so can we just be real about it? Like, does everyone have a big savings? Because I am so embarrassed. It's like embarrassing, because that also gives me so much anxiety, because I'm like, wow, at this rate, I'm never going to afford anything. I'm never going to afford living my dream life. Like, who do I think I am? Then the Delulu is like, money comes and goes. The more you put out, the more comes back. And it's like, I'm still waiting for it to return to me. But anyway, I'm this close to spending that last $400 on a one-way ticket to Europe. It's Valentine's Day. I don't have a Valentine. I'll be my own Valentine and gift me the best gift. No, but how does the money, like, I'm looking back, I'm like, how do I only have that much money to my name? I never have to worry about getting robbed, I guess. I don't know, but I think that's the thing that like humbles me so much, is looking at my bank account. It's like, yes, I have all these dreams and goals, but when I look at my bank account, I'm like, okay, pause. And then I get so scared. My biggest fear isn't dying. My biggest fear is actually just like running out of time and croaking before I get to actually experience the life I want to experience, before I actually get the finances in order to experience what I want to experience. But then I know people are like, you don't always need money to do what you want to do. Like, you can do things on a budget, you can travel on a budget. And it's like, okay, true, but like, I think you need a little more than $400. I feel like we're just always given so much different info. It's like money comes and goes, it flows, money's energy. The more you put out, the more you get back. And then it's like, you really don't need that much money to do what you want to do. travel on a budget, and it's like, okay, but how are you traveling on a budget? And like, is it really a budget? Like, are you talking $400 in your account budget, or like you need more, you know? And I'm also the type of person that has no patience. So I have no patience for my money to get up before I take the leap doing things that I want to do. I'm just constantly humbled. Like $400 in a bank account. And the fact that I'm putting it out there. But like, someone, like, can anyone relate? Also, I'm 21 plus 7 years old. I think I should probably get a grip on my finances, but also in the same breath, I'm like, where's it gonna go when I croak anyway, you know? It's not coming to the grave with me, so why am I going to bust my ass doing something to get money that's not gonna go with me? But then I also need money now for life, so humbled yet again.
Nobody mentioned the bonus level where you unlock negative bank balances, max credit cards, and a car that sounds like it's asking for retirement. People love to say, it'll get better. Cool. When? Because right now, better feels like a motivational quote with no delivery.
What am I doing wrong? I work every day and I'm still broke. Like, I have a decent job, I make some decent money, but I live out here in Cali. Like, bro, as soon as I get paid, I have all these bills stacked up, bro, that shit wipes me clean. Like, fuck, I got no money left over. Making $100,000 a year doesn't get you anywhere nowadays. And then moving to Houston, moving to Texas, any other type of state, guys, like, fuck that. I'm not gonna fucking move there. There's gotta be a better way for me to make more fucking money, or the things that cost so much money need to go fucking down. One or the other.
Not to be in y'all's business or anything, but how much money do y'all make an hour? How much money do y'all make? I just seen this video of this girl. She was like, in this type of economy, there's no way I'm showing up to nobody's job to make less than $15 an hour on a lower scale. That's like on a terrible scale. And one thing about life, yes, people have to be more grateful. We have to do a better job at being thankful for what we already have. But let me tell you something. You know how brutal that is? Nobody wants to show up to a job and work like 40 hours. And half the time, if you're making that type of money, you have to work well over 40 hours for it to even make sense. Because if not, the whole check is going to taxes. And it's crazy because when you don't raise minimum wage, but you have jobs that'll pay you $4 or $5 over the minimum wage, when the minimum wage is already like sinking. When you think of an ocean, like the minimum wage is already underwater. You're dead at that point. But to pay somebody like $4 or $5 right over the minimum wage, just so that they can be able to say they don't make minimum wage, is crazy work in this type of economy. Everybody can't make 6 figures a year. Everybody can't make over 100, 2, 3, 4, 500,000 making that type of money with these types of jobs. But what I do know is to not be able to make the bare minimum, you ain't seeing no extra money out your check. And matter of fact, the only way that you can even see some of your check is if you don't pay no bills. You would have to live off of somebody else.
I make almost twice the federal minimum wage, and I am still thousands of dollars below the poverty line. I am homeless. I live in my car. I cannot afford to rent an apartment. I can hardly afford to live in my car. Food is expensive, and it's tough times, you know? I work 40 hours a week. I am not in an entry-level position. I am in a skilled position. I make twice the federal minimum wage, and I am poor. And if that isn't the most late-stage capitalism thing, if you want to buy me a meal, my Venmo's in my bio.
I work 60 hours a week and live out of my car. Here's what that does to your mental. You're always stressed, worried about money, getting kicked out, or just feeling invisible. And when you repeat a routine every day, it eats at you. But I'm not staying here. By January, I'll be out, and I'm learning finance, so I never go back to this lifestyle. I work 60 hours a week and live out of my car. Here's what that does to your mental. You're always stressed, worried about money, getting kicked out, or just feeling invisible. And when you repeat a routine every day, it eats at you. But I'm not staying here. By January, I'll be out, and I'm learning finance, so I never go back to this lifestyle. I work 60 hours a week and live out of my car.
You can make 20, 25, even $100K a year, and somehow your paycheck still disappears faster than your will to answer emails. Rent shows up like, hey bestie, it's the first of the month. Bills kick the door in right after like, run it. And let's talk about this new normal for a second. Why is renting a room in a stranger's house marketed like a luxury experience? Shared kitchen? You mean trusting random adults not to steal my leftovers? And don't get me started on the advice people give. Just move somewhere cheaper. Yeah, let me just teleport my job, my family, my entire life, and magically afford a house in a place where wages are still stuck in 2009. Some of y'all are working 50, 60 hours a week, living out of cars, living on couches, living on hope and caffeine. Others are unemployed, doing everything right, sending resumes into the void, watching jobs repost after rejecting you like, actually, we're still looking. That messes with your identity, your self-worth, your nervous system. You start wondering if you're lazy, broken, behind. You're not. What's broken is an economy where minimum wage is underwater, and jobs brag about paying above minimum like that suddenly makes life affordable. Gratitude is important, yes, but gratitude doesn't pay rent, and being thankful doesn't fix math. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. This isn't about motivation. It's about survival math, not mathing anymore. And yet, people are still showing up, still working, still trying, still dreaming even when the numbers say don't. That matters, because even in this mess, there are people saying, I'm learning, I'm changing, I'm not staying here forever. That's not weakness, that's resilience with receipts. If you're at your breaking point, you're not alone. You're not invisible, and you're not crazy for feeling like this is unsustainable. This isn't the end of your story. It's the chapter where you realize the problem was never you. And if you're still standing, still breathing, still hoping for more, that means something better is coming. Not because you manifested it, but because you refused to give up even when the system made it feel impossible. If this hit you, you're exactly where you're supposed to be right